behind us is the NHRA Drag Racing Museum. Tonight also happens to be the Twilight Cruise. We're expecting around 200 to 450 cars tonight, it being the last one of the year, so we'll be able to see a lot of the cool cars, maybe hear some neat stories of the guys who used to cruise around here back in the 50s and 60s. So let's go in, take a look. Obviously, as you can see, it's beautiful weather. We have a beautiful night for a turnout, so we can go inside the museum and take a look and see what's in there.
In 1954, hot rod editor Wally Parks sent 4 men on the road for 17 weeks to train the nation on how to run a drag race. They were called the Drag Safari. The 4 original members were Bud Evans, Bud Coons, Eric Rickman, and Chick Cannon. The Drag Safari trailer has a new chassis and general refurbishment, but it's essentially the same as when it rolled out of Los Angeles nearly 50 years ago. The Drag Safari would run into town, and they would meet with local city officials and law enforcement agencies to explain the NHRA's program. Then they would start with local car clubs to get the excitement going and help put on the meet. They would do anything from hanging signs to building the tower. Hundreds of cars turned up for every event. The Drag Safari would charge $1 per car for tech inspection. The Drag Safari became the Safety Safari, which continues to provide safety and track services at all major NHRA events.
A magnificent gift basket. It could be yours. All you got to do is put your name in the hat, and they'll draw it out a little bit later on. And of course, we've got our regular door prizes. Our pickers are hard at work. And come on up and get your raffle tickets. The Cal Rodettes are napping behind the table. Just pound on the table and say, "Sell me some tickets, please."
And check out this neat old race car for sale. I wonder if I could drive it back home to Ohio.
Well, we made it inside the NHRA Drag Racing Museum here in Pomona, California. As you can see, this is just one of many rooms amongst all the memorabilia along the walls and all the signage, so we're going to look at some cool stuff that you can probably nowhere see anywhere else in the world other than right here in Pomona.
And here's just one of many cars on display inside the museum. The museum building is divided by a number of original county fair display cases that are now packed with gearhead history. This is the Mobile Oil Trophy presented to Cal Rice after his win at the first NHRA Nationals. This is lamp history A gift to Wally and Barbara Parks from Dean Moon in the early years of NHRA, this unusual lamp eventually took up residence in the NHRA National Dragster Photo Department and stayed there for more than 20 years before coming to its new home here at the museum. Named History, the lamp contains parts from 10 engines used in 20 race cars in a period of 10 years. Each part failed in some way under racing or testing conditions. Moon valued parts and labor at more than $50,000. And here's a recreation of Doug Thorley's Chevy Too Much altered wheelbase match racer. The original injected big block car ran low nines at Lions, but was eventually sold and wrecked. And here's a 1963 Plymouth, the Melrose Missile 3, driven by Tom Grove, who hammered the competition, winning the NHRA Superstock Winter Nationals Championship, the most coveted drag racing cup of the year, with an elapsed time record of 12:37 at 114 miles an hour. And here's Old Blue, a 1962 Chevrolet Biscayne. This car was bought new by Butch Leal in California. He sold the car to his present owner, Tom and Linda Jacobson, in 1963. It has never been driven on the street and is a premier example of lightweight horsepower vehicles produced by Detroit.
We're standing here by one of the most iconic pieces inside the museum. This is actually the Wally. If you won a national meet, you actually got this trophy, and it started in the 1969 season, and it even moved forward until today. This is an actual photo was taken of Jack Jones, and they sculpted this after him. This trophy is, however, known as the Wally. Many have tried to get this, and few have only gotten it.
This is one of Leslie Lovett's original photos of Jack Jones, shot on the starting line at Pomona. This is the very same helmet used in the photos that became a part of the Wally Trophy. And here's a great display honoring Leslie Lovett. His professional photography career in drag racing began in 1963. He took photos for many popular magazines such as Superstock and Stock Car Magazine, and was the award-winning photo editor of National Dragster and the National Hot Rod Association. And check out this original t-shirt on display from the first national NHRA meet in 1955 at Great Bend, Kansas. And this gasser doesn't need much of an introduction. It was the most recognizable gasser of its time. This wooden bench covered in stickers was in Wally Parks' home basement, and he once said about the bench, you know how many famous butts have been on that? Not to mention all the cool stories that were told as well. And here's Tommy Ivo's Showboat. Ivo was a child actor and TV mouseketeer in Southern California. He was instantly stunned by drag racing in the 1950s. Tom Ivo's four-motored dragster is arguably the most successful drag racing exhibition car of all time. Tommy and his four-engine dragster made the cover of Hot Rod magazine in 1961. And here's a great view that Tommy had as he steered this four-wheel dragster down the strip at over 170 miles an hour with an ET of 914. Tommy, smoking all four tires, became known as the Moving Fog Bank as it thrilled race fans from coast to coast. And here's a great view of the four 454 cubic inch nail heads. That's 32 cylinders, pumping out 1,700 horsepower at 3,500 pounds. And we had a chance to catch up with TV Tommy Ivo at the 2007 Hot Rod Reunion in Columbus, Ohio.
Best place to sign it at. All right. Square in like that. Yep. So what was it like on Leave It to Beaver? You were on Leave It to Beaver once, weren't you?
Yeah, several times. I played the Duke on it.
Yeah, you were like the preppy,
skull kid. Yeah, most of the time though I played a 10-thumbed bumbling boyfriend, and then Then I'd go drive my 200-mile-an-hour race car on the weekend. So there's a switch for you, right?
Hey, thanks a lot. Really appreciate it.
Thank you
It's great
so
for you
much.
to come here.
Thank you.
Just in my car now, she really feels looking real tough with chrome reverse wheels. Blue coral wax job sure looks pretty. Gonna get my chicken, make it out to Drag City. Well, I'm going to Drag City. Run her through now. Gonna Drag City. What does she do now? Gonna Drag City. Run her through now. Gonna Drag City. What does she do now? Burn up that quarter mile. DJ saying of my favorite station. Drag City races are the fastest in the nation. Rails are the wildest and the stockers are pretty. Get my honey, grab some money, split the Drag City. Well, I'm gonna Drag City. Run her through now. Gonna Drag City. What does she do now? Gonna Drag City. Run her through now. Gonna Drag City. What does she do now? Burn up that quarter mile. Burning rubber tickets on spills the air. Vinyl tunes stacking up, action everywhere. Checker flags, wheel stands sure sound pretty. Hear the cheers, ring your ears out of Drag City. Well, I'm gonna Drag City. Run her through now. Gonna Drag City. What does she do now? Gonna Drag City. Run her through now. Drag City. What does she do now? Burn up that quarter mile. Burn up that quarter
And what you're looking at here is a typical car show in Southern California. Sunny, blue skies, tons of cars, tons of people, lots of great food, and plenty of stories being shared from one cruiser to the next. What could be better? Here's an original one-owner 1965 GTO. It's all original except for one repaint, carpet, and an engine rebuild.
Ask me how this happened, but we came to a car show, and the next thing we know, the girls are selling 50-50 raffles here at the NHRA Museum.
I'm trying to get a job to move out here.
So who got to get started in selling raffle tickets?
Me?
Uh-oh.
I'm the promoter.
That's well,
right. Bye.
Sell us the winning one.
That's the only ticket sitting here talking. It's got a great attention to detail, the old red.
And you'll find just about any make, model, design, or creation here at a car show in Southern California.
Really, so it's got fuel injectors. It was totally a flathead, but he had electronic fuel injection on it and everything. And he kept talking to the guy and he says, oh yeah, this great gas mileage. Started up and it's just like a brand new car. Who cares?
Coming out tonight. Proud sponsor.
These have a little bit too much offset with a big block in it. I didn't change the springs.
Really? I've got some too.
Well, I like the way it looks. I actually the big block pushed the front down.
And here's a great car, a 1965 Nova with the original paint and the original interior. And this car still belongs to the original owner who purchased the car for one thing and one thing only, to go as fast as they could in a straight line.
Yeah, I brought it by. Mark took a look at it. He's going to have to do the bow on the top.
Oh, fabricate one?
Well, maybe. I don't know. He says he looked at it. He goes, no problem. So. But I get a little bit once in a while.
So that's on it.
The top's on it. Yeah, it's got a little
Is that your car?
That's the owner right there.
This is the owner.
Yeah.
Nice car.
Oh, thank you for taking this picture.
What's she run?
What does it run?
You race this one?
Yeah. It'll run 10.9.
1090s?
Yeah.
Where do you race it at?
Montana, Las Vegas. I used to race it here a lot.
Pomona?
Yeah.
When did you race it here?
Oh, it's been a long time when they last let me race it here.
Oh yeah?
But it's in the parade on November 15th.
Oh, okay.
He's had it for 37 years.
Wow.
No, I'm not that old, just 30.
Oh, okay.
You told me 37. About
I've had the car since 1979.
Has the car changed much since you had it?
No, it's always been that same green.
Yeah.
It's been through about 15 or 20 engines. I'm not afraid to break them.
There you go. It sure looks good all jacked up like that.
Yeah, you know, that's just for another month and it goes back down on the ground.
There you go.
It's done its time, what, a year and a half? Yeah. People like it though.
Oh, love it. I like that look.
Oh, okay.
That gold gasser look. That's neat. I love that look.
It needs a straight axle.
Yep, that's what you need. Put a straight front axle on there.
Yeah.
Like that.
That'd be permanent.
Yep.
The car, it's in my daughter's name and they're just having fits every time I jack the car up. Please, Dad, don't.
And this 55 Chevy even has a custom air cleaner on it.
Next Thursday. Go there, yeah, right. Yeah, I heard Scotty was outside. They heard him. What are you doing? Look at that guy trying to buy that car. He's the ice cream. He's multi-pass.
And this is a great tribute display to Wally Parks. And in the early years of Hot Rod magazine, Wally Parks' editorial column often included a photo of him in his 1929 Roadster. Wally sold the car in 1952 out of the Hot Rod offices at 5959 Hollywood Boulevard as he watched the buyer drive away and never saw the car again. 50 plus years later, Wally talked about wishing he never would have sold the car and still had it. So they gave him this recreation for his 80th birthday, and it's as accurate as possible down to the odd blue interior clashing with the red paint. It was black with blue guts when Wally bought it and later painted it red, so you can imagine how excited he was to receive this on his 80th birthday as a thank you from the museum. And I want to give a special thanks to everybody at the NHRA Motorsports Museum for keeping NHRA history alive and well for past, present, and future fans. And here we are at Pomona Raceway, which is only a few miles away from the Motorsports Museum, so we were so close, we decided to head on over here today, and we were also lucky enough, today is going to be the NHRA Finals, which is the last race of the season. So not only does Pomona host the last race, it also hosts the very first race of the season, the Winter Nationals. The Winter Nationals have been hosted here since 1961 and been thrilling fans ever since. And this is one of the few drag strips in the United States that is operated directly by the NHRA. So sit back and relax and enjoy some drag racing at one of the most famous drag strips in North America.
Ladies and gentlemen, Frank Hawley is in the
And if you listen very carefully, you can hear Dave McClellan doing the announcing in the background.
One qualifier. Both men in the 670s get
I think even the mountains are shaking from all the ground-pounding horsepower.